Hey everybody, welcome back. So when I was a much younger guy, I worked in a business building for this construction company, and that company's main job was building service station canopies, fuel station, gas station, whatever you want to call them, but the canopy that went over top of the pumps. And that company built anywhere from, small ones that were 10 foot by 10 foot over a single pump for companies, that just fueled their own vehicles up, to ones that were hundreds of feet long for truck stops. And one of the most common tools we used, and I mean we used a lot of them, were pop rivet guns, because the sheet metal was, the fascia portion of the sheet metal was held to the bracket that held it up with pop rivets. And I'm not sure exactly why they used pop rivets as opposed to screws. The rivets were probably a lot cheaper. They wouldn't vibrate vibrate loose or come loose sometimes like screws would. Used a lot of self-drilling screws too, but man, we ran a lot of pop rivets. And the gold standard in those days for a one-hand pop rivet gun was made by a company called Marson. And the tool's made in the US, and I've got a couple of them around here someplace, but they appear to have gone walkabout. In fact, the entire toolbox that I used in those days seems to have gone walkabout. I know it's here, but I had a couple of them. I kept an old beater as a spare, and then I'd have a newer one to use. Well, recently I've got some work I need to do, and I thought pop rivets would be the perfect solution for how to attach the pieces I want, but I couldn't find them, so I went looking for a new one, and I'm finding that now, the Marson tool has either got bought out by a Chinese company or has moved their own production to China. They're still expensive, and now the reviews on them are pretty terrible. In the old days, they were all but indestructible. I mean, you could wear the pivots out and things like that, but the body of the tool itself would probably last until cockroaches rule the world. Anyway, so I went looking for another one, and I found this one. This is made by a company called Orfeld, and yes, it is Chinese too. It is made in China at the Shenzhen Shaoxi Technology Company Limited in Shenzhen. They're all made in China. I couldn't find one that wasn't. And anyway, this was like 20 bucks on Amazon, and it looks a lot like the old Marson, and plus it had some features which I like. So I haven't even opened it up yet. I've got some pieces of sheet metal here. I've got a drill. I've got a boatload of drill bits. Let's test it out and see if it's any good. Maybe some of you guys have never heard of pop rivets before and don't realize how useful they can be. So let's get it out of the box first. It literally, I hate it when people use the word literally all the time, and now I'm doing it. It just arrived the other day, and I tossed it in the corner because I was working on the Jeep, but now I've got to do some other stuff. And yes, for those of you that are wondering, this is still mainly a 3D printing channel, but I've got so much work to do around here, and I've just got to get some of it done while the weather is bearable. It is wintertime in Arizona, which means it's 75 degrees out and sunny. So outside work gets done now. So this thing comes with 100 different rivets of different sizes. And if you're let me get that open. If you're unfamiliar, let me get that open, he says. I hope the tool is built as strong as the package of the rivets are in are. Holy cow. Well, okay, knife time, hang on. Wait a minute, I had a knife right over here. Here it is. My old super knife, another one of those tools that I've beat to death. All right, there we go. So if you're unfamiliar with what a pop rivet is, let me get the biggest one out of there so I can kind of demonstrate. You drill a hole in 2 pieces of sheet metal, and you put this rivet, I hope you can see that, I hope it's focusing. You put this rivet through the hole that way, and then the tool grips onto this stem, and can you see this fat little ball on the end? That's on this stem. It pulls this through, thus expanding this part in toward the flange, and I got blood all over my finger. Not sure how I did that, but well, that's what working around the house and sheet metal and things can be like. And then it sucks the 2 pieces together, and then the pop part comes because it breaks this off when you squeeze, and next thing you know, you have a nice flush rivet. So let's take a look at the tool. So the tool itself is some type of cast material. And now you're going to ask me if it's steel or aluminum, and I don't know. Let me grab a magnet. The tool is not magnetic at all. Now the back handle is, I'm guessing the back handle is sheet metal. The back handle is sheet metal. This front part, I'm guessing it is cast aluminum. Cast or forged aluminum, it probably would have to be forged. Cast might not be strong enough. It comes with one size already in the head, and then it comes with 3 more back here. So just screw in, and it's got color-coded, can you see it? Color-coded O-rings underneath of it. The O-rings mean you can thread it in hand tight against the O-ring and it doesn't vibrate loose. On the old Marson kept the extra pieces up here in front, and I hated that. And I'm trying to remember why I hated it, and I can't. So I'm automatically liking the fact that this tool keeps it in the back. It's got a nice strong spring, appears well made. I like the fact that this unthreads out of here in case one of the broken stems gets stuck in there and you can't get it out. Normally the broken stem comes out the back, or you can shake it out the front. Sometimes they get stuck in and you got to take it apart to get them out. But this is the Orfeld HR904X. I purchased this tool with my own money. There will be links below at Amazon, and yes, they will be affiliate links, just as a heads up. And this thing is sold, I have found it under, or very, very similar ones under more than one brand name. And Marson still makes one if you want the brand name Marson tool. It's about half again as expensive as this. And whether it's any better or not, I don't know. So I've got some pieces of sheet metal here. I'm going to punch some holes in them, and then we're going to try it out and see how it works. Okay, I have all my pieces of sheet metal with a hole in them somewhere. I just stuck them all in a vise in a stack and drilled it. And I am going to be using this mid-size drill bit. And you can buy pop rivets. And you can buy pop rivets in all kinds of different lengths and diameters and even different materials. These the outer body, I'm guessing, is aluminum. Let's test that. I have the magnet right here. Let's test that. No, they are steel. They are steel, but you can buy aluminum and steel pop rivets. I've even seen brass ones in days gone by. I'm going to be using this kind of medium size because I'm saving the big ones for the project I'm working on. And all I need to do is put the correct end in here. And that one's too big. Let's get the right one. And you just size it like that. This one is going to be the correct one. Oh, was this fun to do in 10-degree weather with numb fingers and gloves on that were soaking wet. Well, of course, they wouldn't have been soaking wet in 10-degree weather. I had one job we worked on one time where it had snowed the night before, and we had to stand underneath the canopy, drill this up toward the bottom, and then put pop rivets in. And the gutters were filled with melting snow, and every time you drilled a hole up, the water would run down through the hole all over your gloves. And man, we could do it after about 15 minutes. I had to get in the truck and put our hands over the heaters to warm them back up. Ah, those were the fun days, weren't they? As you can see inside there, can you see that? The little grippers that grab onto the stem of the, maybe you couldn't see that, grab onto the stem of the pop rivet. So I'm going to thread this one in, going to load a pop rivet in. That's the one that's too big, isn't it? Which one did I decide to use? Those look the same. Alright, let's try it on two of them. Let me make sure I have the right one. So you just stick it in like that, kind of squeeze, and you'll feel the tool stop. Let's get two pieces. And let me measure this first. Let me tell you what size rivets these are, because I brought the tool out to do it, and these are all going to be in US sizes. Sorry to you guys in Europe, but these are 1/8 inch pop rivets, 0.154, and the drill size I used is 0.157. So these are all 1/8 inch pop rivets. That's 1/8 inch, right? Man, I used to be a lot better at this stuff than I am now. I'm going to get 2 pieces. I'm going to put them through the hole. And then all you do, you don't even really have to hold them together very tight. The tool, the rivet themselves will squeeze them together. See if I can get this on camera. You see how it's sucking the bulbous end through the outer material. So you just keep doing this, and eventually you'll hear it pop, and the piece goes flying, and thank God it didn't go flying off the back of the workbench. And you'll see the broken piece is left in here. When I open the gun, it should fall out the back. Not going to, or fall out the front. Come on, fall out the back. Let's try sticking another one in. There we go, fell out the back when I stuck another one in. So there's the broken piece. These would literally be, I did it again, literally. Those would be littered all over the ground when we got done a job. Let's look at our pieces. So there's the front piece. You see what a nice, nearly flush finished that surface that leaves. There's the back piece. It doesn't stick through very much at all. And I can barely turn these. Ouch. Gonna cut myself again. That's how I cut myself where I bled all over here earlier. But let's do a couple more. They seems to work really well. Here's our rivet. Get a couple of pieces. Let's do 3 pieces this time. Let's see how well it works holding 3 pieces together. That one got drilled awful big. What happened? It looks like I went through at an angle. You know what? Let's put that one on first. Let's see how well that, see that hole looks like it got drilled through at an angle. It's pretty big. Let's see how well that works. Let's put 3 in. And okay, I'm not going to do anything except squeeze it. You don't have to clamp the pieces together. That's one of the nice things about it. There's my pop, and it did go off the back of the workbench this time. And I used to like it when they would just drop out the back. But apparently this one is not going to drop out till you stick the next one in. Let me go find that. I'll be right back. Okay, so that took some doing. Remind me next time to shove some rags back there or something. But there's our 3 pieces. You'll see the rivets suck the tool together, or suck the pieces together really well. Then popped off and left me that nice flush outer piece on it. And then, you know, they are tight. They are held tightly together. I can rotate it slightly, but these will not vibrate loose. And they suck the 3 pieces together really, really well. Let's do one more. I forgot how much I enjoyed doing this. What rivets were those? Those were these, I think. But you get the correct size for the hole. And then let's do 3 again, because that's how many I have left. And you don't really need to keep it squeezed together. Now, of course, to get these back apart, you simply drill the outer. You get a drill bit. Just we'll do that. We'll do that on one of them. Let's go ahead and put one more together, and then we'll take one back apart again. Yeah, it shoots the, I guess the old beat up ones I had, they were used enough that once you popped it, the old broken piece just fell right out the back. This one doesn't want to do it till you stuff the new rivet in, but that's okay. I mean, that's not a problem. And you can see it sucking the pieces together when I squeeze. Hey, that one didn't fall off the back. Yay. And there we go again, all 3 pieces suck together real nicely. Rivets are dirt cheap, way cheaper than screws usually. And you don't need a lot of space in the back or in the front for them. They make a really nice near flush finish. Let's take one apart. Hey, I got my vice grips right here. So the same drill bit you used to drill the original rivet should work. I got a sacrificial pieces of wood here. I don't want to accidentally drill into my workbench. You just drill that outer ring off like that. It comes off very easily. Let me see if you can see that. See if the camera will focus. And I used to have drill bits when we'd screw up and have to take something apart. I'd have drill bits that would literally be lined up with dozens of these on it. And then once it's drilled out, with any luck, the pieces will come apart fairly easily. There we go. There's one off. The other's going to take a bit more fighting. But you can continue to drill through, and once the head of that rivet is off, the rest of it usually comes apart fairly easy. Let me get a screwdriver. The first outer one popped right off. This one wants to fight me a bit. Here we go. And there it is, and now all three pieces are apart. So this works really well. Now that old one was, where'd it go? I guess it fell out. Anyway, this tool seems to work really well. I don't have any issues with it as far as initial use. I like the fact that the body, everything is held together with fasteners. There's no rivet, so you can take the gun completely apart to clean it. I'm liking it. I'm liking it so far. Long-term durability, well, you know what? I may never find out. I don't work in the construction business anymore, so I'm not going to be running hundreds of pop rivets a day like I did back in those days. I've probably got maybe 20, 25 max to run with it. If I have any problems with it, I'll make another video and show you where it failed. But for the average person at home who wants to do some prop riveting, this seems like a pretty decent tool for 20 bucks. Plus you get, you know, unless you're running lots and lots of rivets, you probably get enough rivets with the tool to do whatever job you want to do. So that's it for today. Please like and subscribe, hit notifications, use my affiliate links if you would, and I'll catch you guys the next time. Bye for now.